Welcome back to a new video. So if you've seen the short or maybe the post on Instagram, you will know what the title is referring to, which is the behind the neck jerk I was able to do. So before I got to that lift, tried to do some snatch balances. I was really hoping to do, ended up being 131 that I tried a couple times, and I tried 132. But I wanted to do it for a double, which is why I had the kilo plate that you see here on the outside here. So I was going to take normal jumps up from 50, 70, 90, 110, and then 130, but I just added the 1 kilo on there. And I was feeling pretty confident. The weight was feeling really good as I was taking it out for the rack. This 111 double felt pretty routine. So I felt pretty confident, maybe not in doing a double, but that I would be able to get the rep. And you see here, just not really stable enough to do it, and then decided to go up to 132, and that one was weird because I threw it forward, so that one just didn't have a chance. And you see here, just drifted forward there, and then I did it again, so I just kept trying because it didn't feel bad. And once I got this one, didn't feel stable enough to try it for a second one. My left shoulder actually felt weird, like there was a crack, not makes it sound really bad, but kind of like your knuckles crack. Like I felt like that feeling, and so I was a little bit worried starting out with the behind the neck jerks. So I was not necessarily being more cautious, but just trying to pay attention to my body to make sure that nothing was inflamed or sore. I didn't irritate anything. And even the next day, there's nothing that's out of the ordinary with it. So I think it truly was just normal knuckle crack type crack in there. But that was one of the things that was it's not worth trying the second one. But that 132 felt really difficult. And you see there the 170. So last week missed it a couple times and was able to do it on the first attempt, and actually jumped from 150 to 170. And the kind of the indicator that told me that I had a good chance of doing it today was actually all the way back when I was doing the snatch balances. Taking it out of the rack, the bar just felt really light on my back. And when you have that feeling for really any movement that you have the bar on your traps like that, it gives you a ton of confidence. At least for me, it gives me a ton of confidence that I can kind of just do whatever I want with the bar. If it's a snatch balance, that it's just going to do exactly what I want. For the behind the neck jerks, I'm just going to be able to throw it right up. For squats, I'm just going to be able to do 1,000 reps with it. It fills you with confidence. And something that it becomes difficult is kind of the opposite of that, where it feels heavy when you take it off and still have the confidence to try it. I've noticed that more with a heavy back squat, where I take it off and it feels heavier because it's a 98% or 100% of my 1 rep max or whatever, but still wanting to be able to try that. The 175 front squat, I pitched forward a little bit, which is pretty normal, but unfortunately it started to slip down my shirt as well, so I just didn't have any chance to save that. So I dropped down to do some extra work, some reps, but did it without a belt and with some wrist straps on to stretch out the front rack. I was hoping to do 150 for a couple of reps, but my left arm was starting to dip down, and so it was putting the weight into my wrist, so I just cut off the rep there. Decided because I did some extra front squat reps that I wouldn't do the snatch pulls, and I think that's probably just a good decision. But my session that I'm going to be doing today is going to be snatch triples. Not sure what weight I'm going to get up to, but ideally at least 100, and then clean 3 front squats and jerk, which I forget what I did last week, so I'll have to check, but trying to do just a little bit more than that. And obviously 170, that's a massive milestone. It's probably, I don't necessarily want to say it's my best lift I've ever done, but it's kind of just a really cool thing to get that over your head. And I was really happy with my footwork on the lift as well. I think that was a big difference between this week and last week. Obviously probably got a little bit stronger than last week, but my footwork was just a little bit more precise and a little bit wider, so that allowed me to get the weight above my head. So now really the next step is to get it from the front rack and then be able to put it all together. But certainly that's moving in the right direction. And once I did that, obviously you can kind of see my left arm kind of wiggle there and kind of unlock and lock. So definitely is smart that I didn't try to do more, but it was kind of in the back of my mind is if I do 175 with that same technique, I'm gonna get the bar at least up there. Who knows if I'm gonna be able to stabilize and whatnot, but I have enough strength to throw it up there. So that part's exciting. I don't know, it was kind of just a really cool day. So I was super geeked about that, and I think that might have mentally made me not work as hard on front squats, because when you're hitting a historical lift for yourself, or you're just really happy about one lift, it's kind of hard to like reinvigorate yourself to attack another lift. But we take the wins when we get them for sure. So 170 behind the neck jerk, huge milestone, and hopefully not the last heavyweight that I'm able to get above my head. Hopefully we're able to get 175, 180 at some point. And it's cool to even conceive of those numbers. So it's hard to even contextualize to myself the amount of weight that is.